All right, man. We talk a little bit of boxing, man. It really been a quiet week for boxing with this Canelo fight week. Kovalev fight week. It ain't even been a lot of talk, even for the UFC fight card. I really ain't paid no attention. I really ain't got time to watch the tube, and when I do, I pretty much binge watch TV shows. So I've been stopped watching ESPN First Take and Undisputed. It's just mad redundant. So I just personally heard a lot of people talking about the combat fights this week, and I put up a picture. One of my homeboys went to the Canelo Kovalev weigh-in, and I shared the picture on Instagram, so check it out. It was hella empty in there, man. And then, as we know, Kovalev missed weight. He came in a quarter of a pound, I believe. Canelo came in at 175 and a half. They both look physically good. Excuse me, but Kovalev came in like at first at 176, and then he took something off and took something off, then took his drawers off, and then he got down to a quarter, point two. So he was a quarter overweight. But let's talk about it. We back, Goodfellas Sports TV. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, bell icon button. Share the video. We'll make a donation before you hit that super chat. Send it to the PayPal or the Cash app, but it don't really matter. It's just that the super chat, they fucking taxing niggas on there. But hey, best way you can help me out, just share the video. That's what I appreciate. But yeah, Ryan Garcia, Romario Duno. I think that's the fight of the night for me personally on this card. I look forward to seeing Garcia and Duno. I know personally that Garcia been ducking that fade. Yeah, I'm watching the fight. Yeah, watching both. Watching the UFC Diaz and old boy who fighting Jorge Masvidal. I can't pronounce his name. Who fighting out in New York City, and then I'm gonna watch the DAZN. So I have them both on. Renardo salute, Panazzo. Hopefully I said his name right. Salute. Um, but they said that Dana White said that Kovalev and Canelo won't go on until after the Nate Diaz fight, after UFC 244. So it might be an extended wait, but they fight on the East Coast. Apparently, Donald Trump supposed to be there. It's a lot of UFC fighters saying, "Oh, it's an honor to fight in front of Trump." I'm like, but hey, it is what it is. But obviously, Trump from he live out there in New York City when he ain't in the White House, excuse me. Basically, it is the White Office. But yeah, but it's a lot been going on, man. Erik Morales. I'm gonna read a little bit of the article of him blasting Canelo, and obviously, right before the weigh-in, Dan Rayfield broke the news that they have a same day weigh-in, 10-pound rehydration clause. So Canelo is handcuffing or handicapping Kovalev, and we see Kovalev having a hard time, uh, making weight right now. But let's talk a little bit about the weigh-in. Like I said, it was hella empty from the picture I saw. I don't think that was too much earlier, but Canelo came in. He came in with his white and his Mexican colors, green and red. Now Kovalev, the first sign of me thinking Kovalev had a problem making weight was when Kovalev arrived a little bit late. Kovalev arrived late, and I knew he probably was still trying to cut weight, so he missed the weight. But other than that, they both looked pretty good. People gonna say, is it the 9-week turnaround for Kovalev missing weight? I don't think it's the 9-week turnaround. You know what I'm saying? I don't. I think he should have been in the best shape of his life. I think it might have just been miscalculations with the scale. But once again, he is older, and he is he developing more and more that old man weight. So as you get older, cutting away the motherfucker. So just imagine if he would have waited till like March or February to fight. I think he outgrowing the weight class anyway. But really, what's up there at cruiserweight for him? Ain't no money at cruiserweight. So at 36, 37 years old, he got to force himself to make 175 because that's primarily where the good money at, and there's too much risk at cruiserweight, especially since you can't beat the hell out of Tony Bellew and get an easy check up there. So at the same time, you know, it is what it is. I expect him to drop that 0.2 pounds. I might as well go check on Twitter if he dropped it. He had an hour to drop it. If not, it'll be a penalty. It'll be a penalty on that. Y'all know that. It's a weight penalty if it's a weight penalty if he how can I say it? It's a weight penalty if he comes in over at 185. I think that may be per pound. Kevin Aiello is reporting that 35 million to Canelo, 12 to Kovalev. Top rank is getting 2 million. Ain't that a bitch? Top rank getting $2 million of Kovalev pay. So Kovalev is only getting $10 million. So Bob Arum is getting $2 million for no fucking reason because Kathy Duva is his main promoter. So Kovalev is shoveling over $2 million to Bob Arum, which, I'll talk about that in a minute. But I knew he was getting $10 million. So $2 million is going over to Kovalev. So in my opinion, I feel that that's a joke. You know what I'm saying? I just think that's a joke. Like Bob Arum getting $2 million for what? Oh, he came back in 5 minutes. He made the weight. Yeah, he said Sergey Kovalev returns to the scales less than 10 minutes after missing 0.2 a quarter, and this time successfully make 175-pound limit. So at the end of the day, they got to reweigh in. He made the weight. 10, which is at 5 minutes later. So to me, it's crazy that let's just talk about that before we talk about the fight. Morales comment. It's crazy how and Floyd Mayweather said this shit. How much money do Bob Arum legitimately need? Is the question. Seriously, how much money do Bob Arum need? At the end of the day, you can't take the shit with you. His stepson tied the Buffett be fine. His other son died a few years ago. I think that was his only son. I don't know if he got anybody surviving. But you can't take the money with you. You know what I'm saying? They know Kovalev ain't made a lot of money in his career. And here come Bob Arum in a co-promotional deal taking $2 million. Imagine what Kathy Duva getting. If his secondary promoter getting $2 million, how much Kathy Duva getting? 4? 5? And Kovalev only bringing home like $5 million. I don't know if Kovalev taking a dive, but I heard that behind the scenes. I mean, legitimately, how much? I mean, come on, man. Kathy Duva at least getting 4 or 5 million. Remember, he really didn't get paid for like the second Andre Ward fight. You know what I'm saying? And when these fighters come around and say this is why Al Heyman a blessing, you know what I'm saying? Salute to Trey for that information. See how when Al Heyman a blessing, dude. Al Heyman don't be having his hands in these niggas' pockets like that. What else can Bob Arum buy? Like Floyd say, how many more suits can he buy? 50, 20 years later, he's still robbing fighters, dude. Let Kovalev have his money, man. Like, man, at least just take 100,000. $2 million for what? Yeah, Kovalev came back and made weight though. $2 million for what? What the fuck do Top Rank need with $2 million? For what? They know Kovalev at the end of his career. Y'all didn't help build Kovalev's career up. Kovalev fought a few times on there. He fought. What was the only time he fought? The Alvarez rematch? The Alvarez rematch, dog? Man, I wouldn't sign with none of them motherfuckers, man. I would just sign with Al. That's it. I never been shy about that. And look at Big Baby Miller. He just signed a co-promotional deal with Top Rank. Top Rank in his pocket. Top Rank in his pocket. Greg Cohen in his pocket. Demetrius Sautier, whatever the name is. He got 3 white men in his pocket. You know what I'm saying? And Kovalev gonna wish he had that $2 million. I'm telling you. Should I hit the mall with a few stacks? Shit, man, 20 minutes later, I'll be wishing I'd spend a couple hundred in that motherfucker. Be looking at fucking jackets and shoes and hats like, man, I shouldn't have bought this shit. That's why I wouldn't sign with Bob. Yeah, Bob Arum, man, he's still robbing fighters years later. For what can he buy? What don't Bob Arum got at 90 years old? His little thing don't work no more. Well, what is he trying to buy? You can't drive. You got as much marijuana as you want. Bojack, salute Malarius. You know what I'm saying? How much money you want? Yeah, he caught a case. He caught a case on the plane they swept under the rug. Bob Arum old as hell. Your wife old as hell. What else you trying to do? And people think Bob Arum run Top Rank. It be Todd DeBuff that run that shit, his stepson. Bob old as hell, still got his hands in everybody's pocket. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he gonna need that $2 million, bro. And he asked Bob Arum to hold $1. Bob Arum, no. That's how he got Manny Pacquiao. He kept giving Manny Pacquiao them damn advances. And he had high interest on them advances. So that's how Pacquiao, one of the ways Pacquiao got into debt, was the advances that Bob Arum was giving. Bob Arum wasn't just he was fronting you the money, but he was putting tax on that. High interest on it. So when Manny Pacquiao ran low on money or he needed some bread, Bob Arum lent it to him. But then he'd take even more back when he got his next purse, which is it is what it is. But Bob Arum ain't looking out for a Filipino. He ain't looking out for a brother. He ain't looking out for a Mexican. He ain't looking out for the Ukrainian. Bob Arum looking out for his pockets first. The same as Kathy Duva. Same as Kathy Duva. Man, Kathy Duva, yeah, and Kovalev didn't get no guaranteed money versus Ward. I made sure Kathy Duva got some money in her pocket. And here come Evander Holyfield's son signing to Kathy Duva. Man, you better off just promoting yourself. Real talk. Everybody does Real Dressing Club. Mayweather would do it. Don't see. Wait, when did Mayweather do it? When? When did Mayweather do it? Because Castillo came in 20 pounds heavier than him. I don't remember what the second time. Madonna came in 20 pounds heavier than him. He put a catch weight on Canelo. That's it. But remember, Canelo won his first belt at a catch weight versus Matthew Haddon way before he fought Floyd. So come on with that catch weight shit, dog. With that rehydration shit. Canelo put it in when it's convenient, and he take it out when it's convenient. We talking facts. Canelo put it in. He put it in for Danny Jacobs. He put it in for Kovalev. But for Golovkin, he took it out because he need the extra weight. So, come on, man. Everybody know, man. Even the Mexican legends know, man. Like Morales, and I ain't even ready to get to that yet to talk about what Morales said. But he'll never get that respect. And he shouldn't, if he don't want to get that respect, he ain't got to get the respect from me. It's a ton of fans out there that watched Chavez Sr. career growing up. And he'll never get that respect. From the Frankie Randall, from the Mildred Taylor fight to some people's opinion, to the Pernell Whitaker fight, Chavez will never get that respect from a ton of people across the box community. Now, people can act like, he was the greatest thing since sliced bread, but a lot of people think he was one of the most privileged fighters. Same thing with De La Hoya. You know what I'm saying? De La Hoya, Rob Felix Sturm, Rob Ike Corte. You can keep going on and on and on and on and on. You get on and on and on and on and on. But one thing we can say about Canelo, about Oscar De La Hoya, Oscar De La Hoya don't give a fuck who he was. Oscar De La Hoya, you know what I'm saying? Oscar De La Hoya shoot the fade with you. We ain't got to lie about that. Oscar De La Hoya can fucking fight. He can fight. We can say a lot of things about Oscar, but Oscar don't care who you with, where you from. Oscar will fight you. Fighter.boxing. Appreciate the hard work. Salute. Keep it up. Salute, bro. Appreciate the super chat. You know what I'm saying? Oscar De La Hoya didn't care who you was. Oscar De La Hoya will fight you. De La Hoya started off with at 30 and went all the way up to middleweight. De La Hoya fight you. Can't say the same thing for Canelo. De La Hoya fought everybody. He might not have beat everybody legitimately, but De La Hoya fought everybody. Canelo fought. I don't even want to just get to the Erik Morales comments yet. I don't want to get to the Erik Morales comments. You know what I'm saying? But as far as the fight, man, let's talk some real shit. As far as the fight, I think this was a good thing for Kovalev to be on a quick turnaround. I think he'd be sharper. Long as his injuries healed versus Anthony Yarde. He went through another war with Anthony Yarde. 2 fights before that, he went through a war with Alvarez. 2 fights before that, I think he went to war with Andre Ward. But the good thing about Kovalev is he's an active fighter. Win, lose, draw, get knocked out to Planet Vegeta, it don't fucking matter. Kovalev coming back on time. And the thing about Kovalev is the reason Kovalev is a throwback fighter is Kovalev getting throwback money. I say that again. The reason Kovalev is a throwback fighter is because Kovalev getting throwback money. And what I mean by that, Kovalev not getting paid like the Errol Spences, the Crawfords, the Joshuas, the Furies, the Wilders of the world. Kovalev getting paid like an old fighter who got to fight 3 or 4 times a year just to make ends meet. Focus Film, salute. He got to go out there and fight like that. If Kovalev don't go out there and fight 4 times a year, Kovalev ain't gonna have no bread. So it ain't, I appreciate fighters like Kovalev for staying active, but had Errol Spence got that money, getting this type of money, had, Regis Progress or Josh Taylor or Javante was getting the type of money Kovalev was getting, all these motherfuckers would be in the ring every 3 or 4 months. Because it wouldn't be no gold chains, it wouldn't be no VVS's, it wouldn't be no cubics. I mean, no Cuban. It wouldn't be none of that shit. It wouldn't be no Ferraris. It wouldn't be no Maseratis. It wouldn't be no Rolls Royces. It wouldn't be no Buscemi shoes. It wouldn't be no Gucci belts. You know what I'm saying? It wouldn't be that. Everybody, and it'd be the greatest boxing era you ever seen, because everybody would have to fight everybody just to get them nice checks. But since they diluted the game and they start overpaying these dudes, you know what I'm saying? Now guys like Kovalev stand out. You know what I'm saying? As soon as Golovkin started getting real money, he started attaching his name. He started attaching his name with Canelo. He went from fighting 4 times a year to fighting 1 time a year. You know what I'm saying? And he looking like shit. I fight 4 times a year, and I'm getting this. I'm fighting once or twice a year, and I'm getting double what I was getting 4 times a year. Slow that ass down. Slow them down. So you appreciate fighters like Kovalev. You appreciate fighters like him. He few far in between. Ain't too many fighters. If you only guys you gonna find like Kovalev out there that can no matter if he get knocked out, drug out the ring, or get shot, and still got to fight. Only guys you're going to find like that is under 130 pounds. Well, I'm going to say under 126 pounds. Them the only guys you're going to find like that, the smaller guys. And people don't want to fight the smaller guys because they don't want to watch them because they say they're not hurting each other. But you know what? I get more satisfaction watching Juan Estrada, watching even Zeus Shimon. I like watching him because, the motherfucker, at least he was trying to fight. He was fighting on it. He was active. You know what I'm saying? He was getting better before the eye injuries and shit happened. You go down and watch the Sora Riversteins and the Chocolitos and the Kale Joffeys and the Drew Costas and the Donier, and you watch Vic D'Artagnan over the years, and the Nicholas Walters, the Sosas, the Valdez's back in his day, and even when Santa Cruz and Mares was down there, a lot of them motherfuckers had to fight. But as soon as a lot of them dudes came to 26 and above, they started making real money, then they stopped fighting. They got to fight once, twice a year. So, at the end of the day, it's a good thing if they suck some of the money out of boxing or they reward fighters who fight the best. But, it is what it is. But to look at the fight, really, it's going to be a fight of ranges. It's going to be, can Kovalev keep Canelo on the outside? Can Canelo get on the inside? I still think that version of Andre Ward was a better defensive fighter than Canelo, but the difference is Canelo. Hold on. The difference is this. Hold on. The difference is that I think Canelo is a little bit more. You got a couple of defensive fighters. You got defensive fighters that primarily use their feet for defense. And guys like that are like, Shakur Arrow is a defensive fighter that uses feet more, more to, cut the ring off, get out of range. Shakur uses feet. You got guys that kind of move their upper body torso more, then they move their feet. Those like James Toney, Canelo type of guys. And then you got guys like Ward who kind of not slippery up top, but he just really, really good everywhere. If he need to move his head, he move his head. But if he don't have to, he picks shots off. He catch. He shoot. He slip. He uses feet. That's kind of like Danny Garcia. Danny Garcia is like one of those, well-rounded defensive fighters. He got okay feet, but he catch. He shoot. He pick. He move his head when he got to. Obviously, Andre Ward do it at a higher level. But then you got guys like Floyd and Pernell and guys that move their head, who can move their feet, who just can do it all, and that's just special defensive fighters. So you got different defensive fighters, and for Canelo, he kind of in the James Toney school. Plotter with the legs, good upper body movement, good slick fighter, and he's shown the ability to even go out the high guard and versus like guys like Rocky Fielding and slip and go to the body. He probably got that from Floyd. Everybody remember Floyd for being in the shoulder roll, but a lot of times, Floyd gave you multiple looks. Especially when he was younger. Floyd, he'd coming out the high guard, he'd move his head, he'd slip and hit shots in. Canelo remind me of a Mexican Floyd, at least in his approach to try to fight. He show you different looks. Pay attention. He'll show you kind of the shoulder roll. He'll show you the high guard. He'll walk you down. He kind of fight just like a Floyd. He really stole a lot of shit from Floyd, but that's what you're supposed to do. Floyd looked at Pernell, Zab looked at Pernell. A lot of them dudes looked up to other fighters. So defense is fun. It is fun. Look at Pernell Whitaker, Willie Pep. You know what I'm saying? It can be. I think James Toney was my favorite out the Philly shell. You know what I'm saying? And James Toney was a lot of fun out the Philly shell. He was more offensive. So when you talk about defensive guys, Danny Garcia, he probably the best guy in the game at catching and shooting. But tell me really a boring fight you send Danny Garcia in though. You know what I'm saying? You don't see Danny Garcia in too many boring fights. Don't see it. So defense ain't necessarily boring. You know what I'm saying? You can be defensive responsible and be offensive. Ask James Toney. James Toney wouldn't have survived the heavyweight if he wasn't. But with Kovalev, with Kovalev is can he keep Canelo on the outside? And with his jab, the ultimate remedy to the shell is the jab. You know what I'm saying? That's the jab. The ultimate remedy to the shell is the jab. And the remedy to anything is the jab. The jab is what, helps you. If you can land, jab is like the table setter. It helps you locate your opponent. It helps your accuracy. When in doubt, jab. That was like the old Larry Holmes thing. When Larry Holmes ever had a doubt, he just jabbed. And, and the jab is how you take away the Philly shells. And Oscar gave Floyd a little bit of a problem with that. But right now, a lot of the kids today that box, they don't have the jab that, they don't have the jab. They don't really have the fundamentals no more. So, you see guys with good jabs, even Errol Spence, for example. At the end of the day, when Sean Porter was fainting and getting inside, Errol Spence, he left his jab at home. Errol Spence didn't use his jab as much as he supposed to. And when he go back and look at tape, he going to get the jab, and jab. And he going to say, okay, I got to pick my jab back up. Ricky E, appreciating the super chat, family. He going to pick the jab back up. He going to notice that he abandoned his jab. That's going to be the first thing he'll notice. That jab is very, very disruptive. So, for Canelo, he got to get past Kovalev jab. And then at the same time, when Andre Ward got past Kovalev jab, he walked into a straight right hand that dropped him. You know what I'm saying? So that's something to look at too. When he had that right, when he put that left jab on Ward, and Ward thought he got out the way of the jab, and he dropped the right hand on him, that's something you got to worry about too. But the only thing you ain't got to worry about from Kovalev is him dropping that hook on you. Kovalev got a real weak hook and a weak overhand right hook. So you ain't really got to worry about the looping punches from Kovalev. You know what I'm saying? I would like to see Kovalev incorporate an uppercut. But, I would think if I'm Kovalev, I'll just work on the jab, double jab, triple jab, jab right hand, triple right hand jab, step in with the right hand, and just keep Canelo on the outside. But that's one of the hardest things to do in boxing is maintain distance, especially versus a guy who is elusive up top as Kovalev. I can't think of one more elusive fighter up top than Kovalev than fought other than Andre Ward. Did he fight Campillo? I'm not sure if he fought Blake Campillo or Chilamba was another one. What's the dude that gave him? I think it was Chilamba that gave him a tough fight. Was it Chilamba that gave him a tough fight? I'm gonna go check. It was him and Andre Ward was on the same card, I believe, right before they fought. I think it was Chilimba. So Chilimba was pretty slick too. And he long. Yeah, he fought Isaac Chilimba. So look at the guys he fought that was kind of elusive. Ward, Chilimba, Hopkins was at the end of his career. Yeah, he fought Campillo too. So he fought some elusive guys. Campillo was 6'1", 74 inch reach. Chilimba is, I think he's a little bit taller than that. Yeah, 6'2", 73 inch reach. So Canelo don't really have a reach. He got 70 and a half reach, Canelo. But he really ain't got the height and reach of those other guys. And Kovalev, when he was a little bit younger, he was able to seek and destroy. So it's gonna be a fight of ranges, but distance is one of the underrated. I think it's an overlooked attribute to maintain distance is tough. You know, even for a guy like Floyd, he couldn't maintain distance versus Madonna, especially versus a guy that's reckless and don't mind taking your punishment. So, can Kovalev maintain distance? Then it take legs, it takes stamina, it take focus. You know, if Canelo was able to get on the inside, then it'd be a different game, and I would have Coach Kovalev to hold and spin out. But you know, Kovalev should be the stronger fighter. And now BoxRec is now featuring social media pages. Ain't that something? Hell yeah, BoxRec BoxRec stepping it up. It got amateur records on there. It got World Boxing Super Series records on there. But just to reiterate, oh, wow. You know, but people I don't even remember what I was saying. They saying here's this the tape. Here's a woman accused of famous soccer player Neymar of sexually assaulting her at a black male, and she hopping all over his stuff. I'm gonna just share it on Twitter. Check my Twitter out for the video. I don't know if it's true or not, but it is what it is. But Canelo just gotta get on the inside and work the body. If I was Kovalev coach, Buddy McGurf, I just teach him the whole. But the one thing about the fight is it real or is it fake? Is it set up? Is it fixed? Did they pay Kovalev $2 million to take a dive? That's what people worried about. You know what I'm saying? That's what people worried about. Because when Canelo got the judges on lock, and a lot of people skeptical, when Canelo choose to jump up and fight a guy at 75, out of all the champions up there that he can fight, from a regular champion like Pascal, from Dmitry Bivol to Gozvik at one point in time to Beterbiev and Kovalev, he chooses the oldest fighter. So he chooses the oldest fighter. You know what I'm saying? So why is Canelo, who it ain't like Kovalev called him out, he chose Kovalev. You know, and people know Canelo get the benefit of the doubt on the official scorecards. He get the benefit of the doubt with the drug testing. Paulinani Malignaggi revealed that Canelo Alvarez, only time he got tested by VADA in Mexico was when he got popped. So you know what I'm saying? Yeah, Garcia Dunno gonna be good. I just spoke on that. So the only Mark, I see you. So at the end of the day, people skeptical. You know, Oscar De La Hoya was getting the benefit of the doubt. Don King had Chavez getting the benefit of the doubt. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, at the end of the day, it's a lose-lose situation for Canelo. If Canelo go out there and legitimately knock out Kovalev, people going to say, well, why didn't he knock out Adrian Chavez? Why couldn't he knock out Triple G? You know, Kovalev. So it's at the point where Canelo like Floyd. You know what I'm saying? Canelo don't care what people think. At the end of the day, all people gonna do is go back to Canelo resume and say he fought Trout, he fought Cotto, he fought Floyd, he fought Khan, he fought Chavez Jr., he fought Golovkin, he fought, you know what I'm saying, Kovalev, Danny Jacobs. They just go back and look at his resume, and that's all they gonna do. Like Leo Santa Cruz, they're gonna go back and say he was a 4 or 5 division weight champion, whatever he is, you know. And I think people gonna realize that. People gonna realize that. At the end of the day, people not gonna really go look and say, oh, he only fought Kovalev, he was 36, 37. Oh, he fought, you know, this guy to catch weight. People ain't gonna just look at the names. You know what I'm saying? You say what you want to say about Paulie. You know, I really don't really like Paulie, you know, since he became biased on Showtime, but, you know, he's spitting facts. All you Mexican Canelo fans can live in denial, but they ignore that he got the benefit of some close decisions. We can't ignore he won his first title at a catchweight. You know what I'm saying? We can't ignore that he got popped. These are things that can't be ignored. Y'all want to ignore them and act like, you know, we need to ignore them, but you know, when, you know, somebody else get popped, y'all want to throw them under the bus. And that's cool. Y'all want to ignore that, but then you can't get mad when the other side ignore shit. You know, it makes me no difference. I'm not ignoring that Kovalev and Canelo fighting this week, like maybe some other channels doing. But y'all gotta keep it 100. He got the benefit of the doubt versus Miguel Vasquez in their first fight. You know what I'm saying? He fought Matthew Haddon for the catchweight. He's supposed to fight Jamil Charlo. He fought James Kirkland instead. They said he blew up to 190 and fought Miguel Cotto. Amir Khan said he was heavy. Then he goes in and throw a catch. Then he go throw a rehydration clause in versus Danny Jacobs. Then he take a rehydration clause out before that. And fight a Golovkin. So at the end of the day, according to to ignore Canelo shit, and let's keep it real. This has been one of the most boring. Yeah, my bad. This is worse. This is worse than Rocky Fielding fight week. Rocky Fielding fight week, I think that was in New York. The Rocky Fielding fight week was in New York, and it was great. You know what I'm saying? I seen some of my Mexican homies go all the way from Cali out to New York and took pictures with him in New York, and it was electric. It was more electric than this. This is by far the worst Canelo fight week I've witnessed. You know what I'm saying? You look at the weigh-in pictures, nobody was there. You look at the buzz this week. It ain't been a lot of fight news dropping. I caught Ortiz and Wilder fight camp. It was okay. You know what I'm saying? Other than that, boxing has been cleared out this week for Canelo Kovalev, and obviously the UFC fight card 244, Diaz fighting Jorge Masvidal. I hope I'm saying his name right. But this has been a boring week. Errol Spence and Sean Porter fight week was better than this. You think half of us because the UFC could be. They out in New York and they out in Pacific time. I think Vegas is Pacific time. So even if you go, you go off that, everything run off Eastern time. You know what I'm saying? Or most TV run off Eastern time. So being 3 hours behind, I think Vegas is. So it is what it is. But with that being said, just a bad, just one of the more quieter boxing weeks that I didn't seen. Very, very quiet. And at the end of the day, it wasn't too many fight dates for Canelo to take up because next week is KSI and Logan. The week after, I think a couple weeks after that, you're gonna have Wilder Ortiz, and then we know that what December is AJ Ruiz, it's Charlo Hogan. Shit, man, it's a lot of fights. It's Crawford Heisman week. Teofimo Last Comey on that card. Then Chavez, it's probably gonna be Danny Jacobs versus Rosado since Chavez got in trouble. Then Harrison Charlo 2 in Ontario, California, and then Javante breaking ground in Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? So you got a lot of fights coming on. So it is what it is. But I just look at it like I'm looking at it. If it's a legitimate fight and ain't nothing set up, I think it's gonna be a good fight. You think Kovalev? I don't think Kovalev weight gonna be a problem. I'm kind of worried a little bit about the rehydration clause, but his jab should be good. Kovalev Canelo got to just know once he. Oh yeah, Anuyuwa and Donaire. Forgot. Was that next week? I think Kovalev is just gotta. Canelo got to know he got to just worry about Kovalev straight punches because Kovalev ain't got no hook. You know what I'm saying? And it'll be a battle of ranges. If Canelo walk Kovalev down like Rocky Fielding, and he destroyed him to the body, and he stopped Kovalev, I'd be shocked if he stopped Kovalev because he didn't stop Danny Jacobs. And I think Kovalev a better fighter than Danny Jacobs. And then again, Danny Jacobs did, come in over the rehydration clause, and Eddie paid it. Who else you got out there? He didn't stop Golovkin. He didn't stop Chavez Jr. He didn't stop Cotto. So I'd be surprised if he stopped Kovalev. No matter if Kovalev went through the trenches in the war or Anthony Yard, Alvarez, and Andre Ward, I'd be surprised because Canelo didn't stop a weight drain Chavez Jr. Dream Chaser salute. Will salute. LA 12, Jonathan Wick. Gracie Sosa salute. So at the end of the day, I would be shocked. You know? I would be shocked if he stopped Kovalev, man. But hey, anything can happen. Anything can happen. But I think it'll be a good fight. Obviously, I'm gonna watch. It's the only fight on tomorrow, boxing wise. So I'll be watching. But he said UFC had 90K watching while the Zone only had 20K. Well, the thing about the Zone is, it ain't just the UFC card fighting this week. The thing about the Zone is this: the Zone don't do a good enough promotion. Okay, at the end of the day, Deontay Wilder and Luis Ortiz can get away with, one commercial here, one commercial there, one commercial here, one commercial there. They can get away with that because they Fox. You know what I'm saying? They Fox. Fox, all they got to do is during Fox News is drop, Wilder and Ortiz commercial, and more people going to see it than none. The Zone, it got a commercial here. You got a commercial there. And people don't know what the Zone is. They don't know what it is. So, at the end of the day, they got to do a better job promoting. They got to do a better job of introducing their product in different markets. They got to just do a better job, man, because right now they hurting Canelo brand. Now, it don't matter to Canelo. Bobby Swag salute. Canelo is making $35 million regardless. He can give a fuck less. As long as the Zone cut that check, he can care less how they promote the fight because Canelo is bigger than the mayor in Mexico. He can go back home Mexico. He get the TV money in Mexico. All that. It don't matter. He bringing home more than $35 million because he getting endorsement deals. He get the TV money in Mexico, right? Probably. It don't matter to him. He don't care if he not as huge in America. Long as the Zone think he big in America. Long as the Zone think he big in America, or he can be big for them, and he don't care about none of the other shit. Long as that check right from the Zone, that's what Canelo care about. Long as people still know who he is when he walk through the streets of Guadalajara. Sorry if I butchered it, Mexico City, and all the other cities. He don't care about that. He can walk down Cancun. You know what I'm saying? They don't care about that shit. What happened to Jojo Farmer and Jojo Diaz? Diaz broke his hand. They fighting in Miami, January 31st. I'm thinking about going to that shit. A fight in Miami, I'm thinking about going to that. That's a good reason to go to my show. Wish they would have had it during. No, I don't. I don't wish they had it during spring break. I'm straight. They might do that. I heard January 31st in Miami. I might go to that. Shit, I might go to that. Give me a reason to go to Miami. JW Sports Sale, they said they're going to hold Canelo's fight till I know, till after Diaz because Diaz don't fight on the East Coast. It might be one of those times when you got to wait a whole hour to see Canelo fight. America is just one market, but the Zone has many markets in Europe. But they got to try to break through here, right? They got to try to break through here. They got to try to break through here. If the United States market didn't matter, then they wouldn't have the Zone USA. That's the thing about it. I know I'm fully aware they got other markets because they got to deal with Al Heyman in some of the other markets. They show Premier Boxing Champion fights in the other markets on their app. He said they fight 2 days before the Super Bowl. Oh yeah, the Super Bowl died in Miami too. Oh, that might be a great time to go. You might have to drive down there. Shit, it's gonna be hard to get on the plane. I'll give a shit less about the Super Bowl. That's my team in it. They better hold back until Diaz and they already said they holding back till the end. I don't think it really matter because if people ain't got $75 to pay or they can't find a good stream, they're probably just gonna come over and watch Canelo anyway. But I'll be watching both. I'm not gonna lie. I'll be watching both. But as far as the fight, I think I still got Canelo winning a unanimous decision. I mean, it's hard for me to ignore that he just chose Kovalev out of the 50 boxers he could have chose to fight from The Stephen Butlers, the Charlos, the Andrades, the Golovkins of the world. I mean, you go up to super middleweight Benavidez, Plant, Billy Joe, Callum Smith, Gilberto Ramirez at 75, Marcus Brown, John Pascal, Beevil, Gozvic, Berturbia, you know what I'm saying, Badu Jack, out of all the guys he could have fought. Um, I don't really know a lot about UFC. I'm just a fan of the fight. I like the Master D Dive guy because he KO'd old boy was talking that shit. I like Nate Diaz though. $20 on Canelo. I know Canelo gonna win. I ain't stupid. Julio Chavez said to Nestor on the boxing voice that Canelo don't get the same respect as Marquez. He don't. He don't. He don't. He don't. A lot of Mexicans don't like Canelo. I tell you that from experience. A lot of them don't. But yeah, let's talk. That's a good way to talk about what Morales said. Erik Morales said that I'm gonna read it. I read exactly what he said. I'll go bar for bar. It's on boxing scene. I'll drop it in there in a second. Oh, I forgot. ESPN got a fight card tomorrow. Why didn't nobody tell me? Oh, there's 2 fight cards tomorrow. Brian Castanos taking on Wale Omatoso. That's the guy that just beat up on Curtis Stevens, I believe. But this is what Morales said on boxing scene. It's Erik Morales Canelo fights big names when they're at the end. Uh, he says Canelo has fought with big names when they are at the end of their career. Shane Mosley was at the end of his career. Miguel Cotto was at the end of his career. Kovalev is at the end of his career. Gennady Golovkin, he is already far along in years, and Canelo has been waiting for him to deteriorate. This is something that people see. Morales told ESPN Deportes. People are always waiting for something from him, and it seems that Canelo fights throughout his career are not taken into account at 100%. People and I had hoped that the fight against Triple G would have taken place, and instead they chose an opponent who for many is already old. He is already old. It won't present a real competition. Yes, Kovalev is bigger. Yes, he is stronger. And the people of Mexico don't know Kovalev. I can say that he is bigger, stronger, and that he is a world champion and has attributes. But Kovalev is already very damaged. The former champion in 4 different weight categories said that he is focused on the idea of fighting against the best boxer at his weight and set aside the economic issues. I fought with excuse me. He said I fought with the 1 or 2 in the world, and I also understood that it's a business now, an administration that makes a career. And if that was the case for me, then it would have made my career different. At the end of your career, you have to ask yourself, how do you want to be remembered? And the question and the criticism of Canelo have been constant, and is it because of the type of opponents he chooses? With myself and some others, we chose the best, and I chose the best of my division. Morales said so. Um, Erik Morales is basically saying that Canelo is an opportunist. Canelo is a cherry picker. Hold on, and that's what he said. You know what I'm saying? And he keeping it real. And Nacho Beristain and Canelo and Juan Marquez and a lot of them been very very critical. Fred Jackson salute. Have been very very critical of C4 salute. They've been very very critical of Canelo. The same shit that I'm saying about Canelo. They be just as hard, if not harder, on Canelo. Who that nation salute? They be just as hard. They be way harder on Canelo. But it is what it is. You know, and a lot of reasons why this don't have a lot of steam going into it. Not just because of the UFC card and PBC got a card going on tomorrow, and does ESPN, which I really don't care for the ESPN card the most. Man, Burchett is terrible. All right, he didn't want to fight Jamil Herring, and I don't care about him fighting Jason Sosa at all. I'd be more interested in the Wale Motoso in the Brian Carlos Castano fight. That might have like mini fight of the year written all over it, but you know, but it's the same thing that we saying. He fight older fighters. He's an opportunist. He's a cherry picker. You know what I'm saying? And my whole thing about that is he never earned the right to do that. That's my only problem with it. I can see with Pacquiao doing it. I can see Floyd doing it. You can even say Chavez did it, but then again, Chavez fought A lot of tough fights, even if it was versus cab drivers in Mexico, he earned that right. Excuse me, Floyd. He earned that right. When Morales and Barrera and those guys didn't want to fight them when they couldn't come to an agreement, and he had to hawk Oscar De La Hoya down from when Floyd was at 35 to 54. Floyd pretty much win. He said, "What do you think if Canelo loses?" I doubt it. I didn't really give it no thought, to be honest. If he lose, he just go back down to 160. I doubt if he lose, he gonna get a knockout there for that man to lose. But that's the question I'll address in a minute. Lamont Roach will be hearing. I heard his last fight. I wasn't impressed with Lamont Roach. That's the first time I actually sat down and watched him fight. But people say he better than what he's shown. So we have to see. I'll be pulling for Jamel Herring though. I like him. Cool brother. So my whole thing is, with Morales saying it's valid. At the end of the day, but it's like when I talk about my other videos with these old dudes going on Vlad TV and they going on all these other channels and they snitching. These old dudes said, "Oh, these niggas snitching. They on social media." And these old dudes using social media, they using YouTube, Facebook, the Gram, Snapchat, Twitter, Periscope, and they doing the same thing. They beefing over something that happened 30, 40 years ago. You know what I'm saying? So they blasting the youth for how they using social media, but the old dudes using social media and they doing interviews saying they snitching on themselves. I robbed this bank back in '74. While they going back talking about, she slept with him. So I say that to say this: if Morales had the same financial situation that Canelo had, or if it was as much money in boxing, now is when Morales fought. You think Morales would have been saying the best might fight the best? No, Morales would have been making business decisions. Morales would have been making business decisions. You know what I'm saying? You think Morales to say, "Hey, Morales, you can fight Barrera and make $1 million. You can make $5 million." I'm just saying hypothetical fight Barrera, or you can make 4.5 and fight Augie Sanchez or some shit like that, Calvin Kelly or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, what you gonna do? You gonna take 4.5, 4 million, 3.5, easy fight, or you gonna take a tough fight for less than half, for more than half the money, not that much more money? It's easy in hindsight to say how you would have. I would have did this. I would have did that. Whoopty whoop. One thing is Erik Morales is wiser, and the other thing is now that he can look back, it wasn't that much money in his time in boxing. It wasn't that much money. I guarantee you, if he was in the same situation, Canelo, he'd be cherry picking his fights for finances, for financial reasons. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. He would be going around doing the same thing Canelo did. But all he can do is revert back or reference back to when he was a fighter. And I can't really knock him. You know what I'm saying? I can't knock him because I'd rather go back to being when Morales fought. I'd rather go and being the best versus the best. Mark said, "I don't think Canelo has the skills to trouble Kovalev. I don't see him getting past Kovalev jab nor giving body shots like others did." No, we'll see. And I think a lot of people just banking on the fact that, Canelo is going to get the benefit of the doubt either on the scorecards or Canelo going to get the benefit of the doubt. Canelo see a reason why Canelo see something. Now, he could have a Mikey Garcia moment where, he see, "Oh, I could beat this guy," or "I see something, I'm just a little bit better than Kovalev here." Or, "I'm just a little bit better than Kovalev here." He showed Showtime card on tonight. What Showtime card on tonight? I see that on the schedule. It's Showbox. It got to be Showbox. Who the ref? I don't know. It's a good question. Oh yeah, Showbox is Xavier Martinez taking on Jesse Chris Rosell. Richard Hitchson. Oh, it's the Floyd card tonight. Ava Knight. Okay. Yeah, I heard about that. I want to check out Richard Hitchens. That's my guy. Yeah, Canelo really can't crack neither. He can't crack, but we'll see. I think everybody gonna. I feel like they gonna rob Kovalev or it's gonna be fixed. I think everybody feel the same way. Shout out to Quincy Pinola. I think everybody feel the same way. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. I'm telling you, it depends on the ref, Joshua Parker. You know, Well, the ref probably gonna be pro Canelo anyway. It's in the state of Nevada. Every fighter waiting in line to fight Canelo, like good dogs they are. You ain't lying. Holding up their whole career trying to wait for Canelo. That is true. True. Everybody holding up their career waiting to fight Canelo. That is a true fact. Instead of fighting each other, everybody gonna wait, let their career get older. Don't get no challenges. You know what I'm saying? Don't hide him. He cool. You ain't gotta hide him. He's speaking facts there. I'm gonna hide you, bro. You say some crazy shit, but you say some more crazy shit, I'm gonna let him block you. You know what I'm saying? But he was telling the truth there. All these dudes sitting there waiting to fight Canelo. Instead of fighting each other and getting 2 or 3 belts and then challenging Canelo, all these dudes is fighting the same guy. They fighting the same caliber of guys. They not getting no better. Their skills deteriorating. They not challenging themselves. It's like having a smart kid. It's like having a smart kid, and you got him in the first grade, but he got the intellect or the IQ to be in the 5th grade. He ain't being challenged. In the Charlos, the Andrades of the world, ain't no challenge. The Triple G, he already would know what it's like to be versus Canelo. You know what I'm saying? He already know what it's like. They're not being challenged. And they got, and at the end of the day, Charlo getting progressively worse and worse. He's regressing. My thing about it is because he's not being challenged. It ain't got nothing to do with Ronnie. He not getting challenged. Andrade, we don't know what the hell Andrade is because he ain't never fought nobody other than Vanis Monterosian and Jack Colclyde. I mean, those are the 2 best guys he fought on his resume. Arthur Kova, Walter K. Slucky was pretty good, but Danny Jacobs had already fought him. He beat Slucky better than Danny Jacobs. But I already knew he was a better fighter than Danny Jacobs. Danny Jacobs ain't the best fighter out there. Danny Jacobs don't really have no skills. You know what I'm saying? So, it's sad though. Nobody want to make their own way. These dudes don't want to fight each other. Do y'all want to sit here wait on Canelo, and Canelo gonna get to him when he get to him? They giving Canelo the power instead of building their own empire. They giving Canelo the power. Imagine if Charlo and Andrade, or Andrade and Golovkin, and Golovkin, or Charlo and Andrade, they had an epic fight, and they fought again, and their notoriety went up. But it's gonna be hard for Andrade to build his notoriety up fighting on his own. He picked the wrong platform. He picked the wrong platform. The DAZN is good. It's probably good for established fighters. You know what I'm saying? Golovkin, Canelo. You know what I'm saying? And it's good for established fighters, but Andrade never established himself. His momentum started on Friday Night Fights, and he had a nice little fan base growing. And then, he made bad business decisions, between Demetrius Andrade and Andre Ward, that they could write a book on how not to make boxing decisions or boxing business decisions. Do everything, don't do nothing Andre Ward and Demetrius Andrade did. Do you have any thoughts on pound for pound on Barbershop? Nah. Check my Instagram. You should laugh. About 3 posts ago. I feel for Andrade the level of disrespect that he's showing him. Yep. And they want Charlo to shine over there so he can get treated like that. I still think Progress beat Taylor. Yeah, you can think all you want to. You don't know shit about boxing. You don't know shit about boxing. That motherfucker lost almost every round. I gave him 4 rounds, bro. That shit wasn't close. Regis Progress, tell yourself. That was an 8-4 fight. At the most, I can give him 4 rounds. He lost. You know what I'm saying? But Americans gonna have their biasness, but he lost. He got out hustled, he got out muscled, he got beat down. That fight wasn't close at all. Al Bernstein had the same score I had it. Josh Taylor went back and scored and had the same score I had it. So it is what it is. Charlo versus Jacobs, but Charlo ducking the fight. No, Jacobs ducking the fight. Jacobs ducking the fight. That'll be killing me, dog. Charlo say this. What Charlo say? He say, you drop your opponent, I drop my opponent. Oh, I'm touching M's. Like, fuck up out of here. Danny Jacobs is the one duck. Even if Demetrius Andrade caught Danny Jacobs out, he won't fight. You know what I'm saying? That nigga ducking. He went up to 68 to fight Chavez. Ain't nobody scared to fight Danny Jacobs. I felt that's lucky beat him. Y'all thought because Danny Jacobs can't, I'm looking for you. He said, let's fight. I fight next week, you fight the week after that. Or you fight one week, I fight next. He said, let's fight. Danny Jacobs don't want to fight nobody. Charlo beat the shit out of Danny Jacobs. I still believe that. Danny Jacobs can't fight. I've been telling people that. He could beat the motherfuckers up like Caleb Truex at middleweight. You know what I'm saying? He could beat those type of guys. He ain't gonna beat nobody, bro. Danny Jacobs, man, that motherfucker barely beat Seregy, dude. I felt that Seregy beat him. I would take Charlo. I take both Charlos over Danny Jacobs. Demetrius Andrade will watch Danny Jacobs. The way Danny Jacobs fought versus Canelo was a fucking joke. You know what I'm saying? He talked all that shit. I think I could knock Canelo out. I think I could knock Canelo out. I think I could knock Canelo out. Guess what? That motherfucker went in there and didn't even try. Well, Billy Joe Saunders at 68 too. You know what I'm saying? So he on the Canelo short list. I heard it's Charlo, Billy Joe Saunders. So he on the short list. Jacobs drops Seregy. And so did Demetrius Andrade. Andrade dropped him in the first round. What are you talking about? Just because you drop somebody don't mean you win. Seregy beat his ass to me. I think Jacobs didn't do. Jacobs just won because it was Brooklyn. Yeah, Gambit. I thought he won too versus Seregy. I thought Seregy won too. But Jacobs did have more tough opponents than Sherry. Yeah, Jacobs, he fought what? Truex. He fought Pirog, He should have fought Chris Eubanks Jr., but Eubanks ducked that fade. A lot of people don't know about that. He ducked that fade. Virgil had a great point that Regis was doing too much pressing in the UK instead of relaxing. Man, that motherfucker, that's how he fight. He was doing good when he was boxing on the back foot. When he caught Joshua with that, when he caught Josh Taylor with the jab and he slipped on the sticker. But then again, Josh Taylor made an adjustment. Regis didn't make an adjustment till too late. And that's what it came down. Boxing is adjustments. You know what I'm saying? And Regis didn't make the adjustment. He wasn't stronger. He wasn't tougher. That's what happened. You don't challenge yourself. When you got 20-something fights, or fight nobody, that's what happened. That's why you gotta fight. You gotta fight good competition, man, in increments. You know what I'm saying? It's a reason why you're supposed to move up a certain way in boxing. You fight your bums, or you fight your easy fights, then you fight your tough journeymen, then you fight your former world champions, then you go up and fight your contenders, then you get up to the elite of the contenders, the top 5 guys that might have been stripped of their title or might have lost their title and trying to get it back. And then, once you fight 1 or 2 of them, you go up into the championship level, and that's how you fight. But a lot of these motherfuckers today, they go from beating up, bums. They skip over the journeymen. They skip over the former world champions, and then they fight these contenders that nobody heard of. They think they like Erik Lubin. They fight a Jorge Cota. And then, Lubin thought he was ready for Jamil Charlo. And guess what happened? I didn't think it was going to happen like that. But personally, DJ Black Char Music salute. Y'all go subscribe to his channel, man. He got, personally, in my opinion, I didn't think it was going to end in a first round knockout. But that's what happened. Even Lomachenko, he had 1-2 fights. Fought Orlando Salido. I don't care what y'all say. The motherfucker lost. You know what I'm saying? So, it takes a very special fighter to do what Leon Spinks did. You know what I'm saying? And beat Muhammad Ali. It takes a very, very special fighter to do that. So, you're supposed to move up the right way. One guy that's doing it the right way is Christopher Colbert. Everybody want to do it. Everybody want it now. Everybody want a title now. Them titles not going nowhere. You know what I'm saying? That money ain't going nowhere. Chris Wright, salute. Take your time and move. One time, Floyd Mayweather fought like 16 times in a year. Marvin Hagler had 46 fights before he got a shot at the world title. And then he got fucking robbed. He got robbed. Michael Nunn had 34, 35 fights before he got his world title. And then he was considered pound for pound number 1 at the time. So at the end of the day, it's nothing wrong with fighting 10, 12 times a year to hone your skills of 5, 6, 7 times a year. That's how you get to 50, 60, 70 fights in your career. That's how you can be 50 and up. Ain't nothing wrong with beating a fucking few brick masons and ice cream truck drivers and high-low truck drivers and janitors like that. You know what I'm saying? Fighting is better than sparring.
Believe it or not, a lot of injuries happen in sparring with these guys. A lot of injuries happen in sparring. You know, a lot of injuries happen in sparring. So at the end of the day, gotta stay active. Even if you fight nobodies, you know, just take your time, and then you go from the journey, the bums, and then the tough journeymans, and those tough journeymans like Emmanuel Augusta, and now you would probably say if Berto continues to fight them, guys like Berto and Jesus Soto Carras, and journeymen like that, Darnell Boone. If Andre Ward never got dropped by Darnell Boone, if Kovalev never got dropped and I'm really beat by Darnell Boone, Donnie Stevenson got knocked out by Darnell Boone. Edison Miranda gave, Andre Ward and a few guys hell fight. Those guys like Miranda, Bika, Boone, Jesus Soto Carras, those are the type of fights that, Shakur Stevenson is not going to have. You know what I'm saying? He already a world champion. Gervonta Tank Davis never had that. A guy that possesses a durable chin, a durable body, good power, but he just missing a little bit of something that make him elite. But then you run into a guy that ain't missing that little bit of something. You run into a guy that ain't missing a little bit of something because you skipped over classes to get where you at. And now this guy that ain't missing a little bit of something, he beating your ass. You know what I'm saying? He beating the shit out of you. Yeah, bro. Those are the good fights. The title races or holdouts are messing up boxing. Yeah, dude, you need those. Kevin Campbell, salute. You need those. You need those type of fights. Them guys are just missing a little bit something, But then you run into a guy. Then you run into a guy that got everything. You know what I'm saying? He got stamina or this and that, and then a lot of those guys missing those type of fights. He said Tank hella confident after I seen what his team was talking about in the boxing boys, man. I don't care how confident he is. The only way he can show me that he confident if he fight Lomachenko. Gary Russell. Until Tank do that, man, he on the do not disturb list. That nigga on the do not disturb list. I don't want to hear shit from him. I don't want to hear about no regular WA title. I don't want to hear about no Gamboa. Even though I definitely support him going down to Atlanta, I might go check him out. That's huge for the boxing community and the community down there. I don't want to hear about no Santa Cruz. I don't want to hear about the Grinch. I don't want to hear about Santa Claus until he fight Loma or he fight Gary Russell or he go fight Josh Taylor. I ain't really trying to hear nothing about him. Yeah, I seen Loma 14-0. That shit was funny. Tyson Fury, someone he 30-0 now. Bitch, you got to draw. Kovalev has to be a certain weight. Yeah, he gotta be 185. Probably around like 9 in the morning. That's 12 Eastern Standard Time. I think Vegas on Pacific Standard Time. You know what I'm saying? What y'all talking about? What y'all fucking Mark talking about? I don't know. In Las Vegas, what are the betting odds of Canelo versus Kovalev? Shit, I don't know. I can tell you. Hold on. I'll tell you. See if I can find it. According to boxing odds at Bet Online, Canelo is a negative 380. Bet 380 on Canelo. Bet 380 to win 100. So Canelo is underdog plus 300. I mean, excuse me, Kovalev underdog plus 320. $100 win you 320. So, yep. So you got to bet $380 to win $100 for Canelo. You bet 100, get you 320 versus for Canelo. I mean for Kovalev. So like Canelo a lot. Like Canelo, Kovalev got closer eyes than Sean Porter had. He said Canelo punches weak. He not a big puncher. I think he reworded it wrong, but he not a big puncher. Who last dude Canelo knocked out? Rocky Fielding don't count. Canelo don't get knockouts. He telling the truth. Canelo not a big puncher. He didn't stop Drake Way drain Chavez. He didn't stop Danny. He didn't stop Golovkin. He didn't stop Cotto. You know what I'm saying? So He stopped guys like Josito. He stopped guys like Alfonso Gomez. Ryan Rose. I don't know if he stopped Matthew Hatton. My memory a little bit more. He did stop Miguel Vasquez, so he not really known as a huge puncher though. I think he used the wrong word when he said weak. He punches with authority, but he not the biggest puncher. I agree. Canelo was a solid puncher, but not hard puncher. Canelo powers overhyped Jason Sosa. So yeah, he not big. I think he used the wrong words. He's not a big puncher. But if he come in there knocking out Kovalev, it is what it is. I think we all win. Kovalev getting knocked out, or Racist getting knocked out. Canelo lose, a lot of people be laughing. Ron Garcia about to get beat. Yeah, Romario Dunno, man, a guy he didn't want to fight. Even before that whole thing came up where Xavier Sparrow got arrested, it was talks about he didn't want to fight Romario Dunno. So I hear Romario Dunno was a tough, powerful, little strong little Filipino fighter. Then Ronaldo's been working with Ryan Garcia. I ain't really been seeing what they've been doing in camp this camp, but they gotta slow Ryan Garcia down. Ryan Garcia like to do everything fast at one speed, and in boxing, especially if he move up, that can get him hurt. So I like to see Ryan Garcia use his speed intelligently, and I think he'll win. He got the height, the length. I think if he changed speeds up, I think he'd be all right. Before 154, he was knocking everyone. Yeah. Only guy I think he didn't knock out was Vasquez. That fought twice. Shout out to Jessica, but hey, at the end of the day, Canelo was designed to be a welterweight anyway. So where Garcia just got to use his height, and I like to see him just use his speed a little bit better. Ryan Garcia could fight. Obviously they need to get him to tuck the chin. I think either he gonna fight tall like Tommy, fight tall like Paul. Well, I ain't gonna say Paul. Paul gave up his height a lot, but fight tall like Tommy, fight tall like Ali. Fight behind his speed and his reach, or they're gonna have to get him to bend down and fight behind the shoulder or move his head a little bit. Ryan got options because Ryan is very very athletic, so he kind of reminds you of a poor man's Oscar De La Hoya. So if it was up to me, I would have him really working that jab, throwing it at good speed, speeding it up, coming down behind the right hand, using the check left hook. I just have him doing some things, slowing down, being patient. I just think he's doing everything a little bit too fast. And when you do things too fast, people can, especially at the same speed, is what I'm trying to say. Then, Romario Dunno might have an opportunity to get on the inside, but his chin and his body gonna be tested tomorrow. But he got good coaches. Renato's are real good. So I think that have him the best way. He's always thinking about the top ranked fighter, Xander Zayas. That's a high school guy. I don't know too much about him. Regis and Taylor was competitive fight. Yeah, it wasn't competitive to me. It was ass whooping. Regis was competitive, but he was getting beat. Y'all can spit it however y'all want to. He got his ass whooped. You're not gonna change my mind. He got his ass whooped. He fight again, he get his ass whooped again. They can fight 10 times out of 10. He gonna lose every time. I told y'all that. He don't have enough. He don't have enough experience. You know what I'm saying? He go to 1-4. He too small. Too small. Too small. Too confident. He just ain't on that level. He could be probably like Jose Ramirez. Amir Mine. Mike Reed. He could be guys like that. But told y'all, man, this levels. Man, Tank could get his fucking. He get dragged. I'm not dragging the dude. That bitch was even a professional scorer said the same thing I said. It was 8-4. He said he had an 8-4. I had an 8-4, dog. Y'all just see what y'all want to see. Y'all was hoping that the nigga win. I told y'all he wasn't gonna win that fight. I was very, very confident that he was not going to win that fight. I had not been more confident in a fight this year. I told y'all. And everybody wanted to say, keep that same energy. No, nigga, y'all keep that same energy. Keep that same energy. I told you. Mister, these boys can't fuck with you. You got to beat somebody. When you don't fight nobody, this is what happens. When you don't fight nobody, this is what happens. Gamboa ain't got a chance in hell. Gamboa going to Sleepsville. He gonna be back on his surfboard like Crawford put him on his surfboard. Gamboa gonna be on his stomach again. I got that swag. My ass match in my bag. Going to sleep. If Tank lose to Gamboa, he might as well just move out the United States. He might as well go move with Chino, Madonna down in Argentina. You know, Madonna coming back too. Marcos Madonna coming back. I heard December, January. He fighting a cruiserweight. I don't know what weight they fighting at. It's for an exhibition, kickboxer. So Madonna coming back. Tank versus Garcia. Tank can kill Garcia right now. Tank got to just Garcia just got to take his time. He got the skill. He got the physical skills. He just got to get the mental, and they got to slow his ass down. You know what I'm saying? He got to take his time, do it right. We can do it, baby. Do it tonight. Take your time. Doom, 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 doom. You don't know about the SOS, but he got to take his time. You know what I'm saying? Just take your time and just stop trying to just, beat the pussy up, nigga. Like, just take your time, make love to it. You know what I'm saying? He trying to bang, 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 bang. He just trying to pops it. Like, nigga, just caress it a little bit, man. Take your time. He just trying to eat all this food and shove it down his throat and not even let it digest. Nigga, Fortnite ain't going nowhere, Ryan Garcia. Fortnite ain't going nowhere. Chew your food 22 times. Once they get him to slow down, man, he'd be a great fighter, I believe. Yeah, versus Jason Sosa, yeah, he did. I mean, he didn't have Renazos yet neither. I think the Renazos good fighters. I mean, they good coaches, man. They good coaches, so I think they help him out a lot. They got a lot to do with the development of Canelo. Garcia's speed is going to win Dunno, although Dunno's a good fighter, but Dunno is too slow for Garcia. Yeah, you gotta use it smartly though. I ain't see a lot of Dunno, but I know he a really good fighter. So with the Renazos, they're having together. I just like to see him slow down a little bit. T.O. gonna whoop Comey ass. Well, we gotta see Emmanuel Figueroa. I wouldn't bet on it either way. That's why I don't bet on no fight. If I bet on you like Regis and Josh, I knew Josh was gonna win. You know, certain fights I know they gonna win, like Errol and Mikey. But in boxing right now, you just never know. You know what I'm saying? If I had to favor somebody, man, I couldn't. I usually favor the more experienced fighter. The one time I didn't favor the experienced fighter, it was Anthony Yarde, which inexperience it was the reason Yarde lost. Yarde's inability to go to the body is the reason Yarde lost. So that was my problem. Had Anthony Yarde had tougher fights, he would have beat Kovalev. Ryan and Devin are 2-2 in the amateurs. That's the amateurs. It's a lot of corruption in the amateurs. Amateurs are a lot different. They don't really count body shots. Augie Sanchez beat Floyd Mayweather in amateurs. And you tell me what Augie Sanchez is at. Last time I seen Augie Sanchez, he got slumped over by Prince Nazim Ahmed. So go look at Augie Sanchez. He beat Floyd in the amateurs. That amateur game is a totally different thing. Amateurs is all about landing punches in bunches in a short amount of time. The pros and the amateurs, two different things. Yeah, call me a dog. Call me just not. Call me be squaring up a little bit, man. I be watching a little bit of time, bro. Call me be squaring up. So Lopez got a chance. I got to really watch the film to really tell y'all who gonna win. But call me heavy handed. He had a more experienced fight, but truth be told, I like Teofimo Lopez. You know what I'm saying? I just think his hype was. I think his head started blowing up from the hype. But I like him as a fighter. You know what I'm saying? I was trying to tell y'all slow down on him, man. I think the Mayoshi Tanaki fight kind of. I think without the Mayoshi Tanaki fight, he definitely would have lost to Richard Comey. Put it to you that way. A lot of these guys, they not getting a Salido fight. You know what I'm saying? Like Loma had the Salido fight. I believe the Salido fight was the equivalent of 10 pro fights for Lomachenko. And I believe the Mayoshi Tanaki fight, without having that fight for Lopez, he wouldn't be a world champion. I say it again. Without that Mayoshi Tanaki fight, Teofimo Lopez wouldn't be a world champion. That's the type of fight Shakur Stevenson didn't get to have. Devin Haney had that type of fight. You need that type of adversity. Now people might not say, "Oh, Tanaki wasn't good," but it was him going through adversity. He was the first guy he hit that didn't crumble. You know, and that dude, had that kid knew how to turn over his punches more and sit down on his punches more, that kid might have knocked out Lopez, or he might at least beat him. You know what I'm saying? But without that fight, he would have went into a Comey fight, I believe. Just looking at hindsight, he'd lost that fight. He'd lost. But now it kind of woke him up. Like, you know what? We got work to do. And now they getting back to the drawing board, and I think the fight can go either way with Comey. Ito, good fight. Yeah, Ito, yeah, he good. He lost to Jamil Heron, but I didn't know he had that less of that less amateur fight. But y'all got some questions I'll answer them real quick before I go to the grocery store. This nigga Miles sleep. My dog sleep like a human. Yeah, I think somebody getting KO, but you might not know. Call me a dog too, and I think Teofimo Lopez a dog too. You might see the fight of the year. To close out the decade, you might see the fight of the year. Charlo Harrison, yes, in Ontario, California, at the Citizens Bank Arena. It holds 10,000, I believe. I never got clarification on why they moved that fight, but I can give you my guess. I can give my hypothesis. I don't think Charlo wanted to go back to New York because of the judging. So, they wanted to do Vegas. I don't think Vegas was available. So they went out to California to a 10,000 seat arena, and that's where they doing it at. So I heard J Rock and Lara could have headline, but I don't think with that arena they doing, I think J Rock and Lara is not gonna happen, or it's gonna happen January 18th. Rigo versus Ray Vargas, who wins? Nobody. That's the worst possible match up for the fans. Ray Vargas didn't want that fight. I heard Rigo gonna fight for the regular belt, and he going back down to 118. But that's a tough fight. This fight we talked about behind the scenes. They was trying to make over at PBC, but Vargas didn't want it. Vargas was supposed to be fighting Nervetes, but I don't know if that's gonna happen. I know Nervetes was moving up soon. I believe he probably ended up fighting Lomachenko at some point. He even might end up crossing paths with Anuyawa. That's a fight that I fly to. Anuyawa and Nervetes. I go to that. Two of my favorite fighters. Can Haney beat Comey right now? I think he got a better chance than Lopez right now. But for me, a lot of people think like Comey and Lopez and Shakir Stevenson got that dog in them, but you don't know until they get hit with a good shot. So Comey got that punching power that hurt him. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see. We'll see. I think Haney could do it, but it wouldn't surprise me if Comey beat up and knocked out Haney because he's so young. That's the question. That's the real question. You know what I'm saying? I would like to see that fight too. But let's see how Teofimo Lopez. I don't really consider Devin Haney a world champion. Love the kid, but that WBC belt is trash. I don't. That franchise championship trash. I don't consider him a champion. Him or Charlo. But if I would say I don't know who will win Ray Vargas or Rigo. That's a tough fight. Ray Vargas will be holding him. I mean, Ray Vargas is. Whew, those two are the boringest fighters you can watch. I don't know. The minute Garcia starts covering up the Filipinos going to, he can't do that. The kid that's fighting Tyler McQuarrie, he from Toledo. I did a spotlight on him too in our prospect playlist. He fighting Carl Frampton. He got a bad habit of doing that too. Putting the earmuffs on. Arthur Abraham had that issue. Ryan Garcia got that issue. Tyler McQuarrie got that issue. There's a few fighters that love to put them earmuffs on. Instead of Errol Spence got that issue. And that's a horrible habit to have. You know what I'm saying? You need to be able to slide and or use your feet to get out the way. He said Ontario venue is 15 minutes from my home. Yeah, PBC got some cheap cars, man. I'll be going to them when I get a chance, like $30 to get in there, $35. And then if you go to the Barclays Center, they got a table you can meet all the fighters, so you don't have to have press credentials neither. And some of the fighters be walking around the arena. That's how I met Gary Russell. Great way to close out. Yeah, it's a great year to close out. I mean, December is probably the best month of boxing this year. Hopefully nobody get hurt. I think Charlo and Hogan is underrated. And then you got Michael Hunter taking on Alexander Povetkin. Why are these Mexican legends saying things about Canelo out here fighting killers? Because he's not fighting killers. He's fighting grandpa killers. Chavez is the only one that don't talk shit about him. Nacho, Wanma, all these dudes. Wanma, I mean, Nacho had Golovkin beating him, I believe, if my memory serves me correctly. Kovalev not fighting killers, man. He putting a rehydration clause on. He fighting old guys. They just keeping it real. Reach on the hot seat. Boy, everybody not feeling that shit. It is what people get over it. Canelo scared to fight Prime. The fucked up thing about it is, I think he would beat Charlo. I don't know why he running from that fight. But Andrade, I understand why Andrade is slick, But Golovkin, Golovkin the way he look, he fighting Camille Zamata in February or March in Chicago. I might go. Don't even ask why. I might go since it's in the vicinity. Shakur Stevenson has good movement, yeah, but hey, you can have the best movement in the world. You're gonna have to get hit one day. Y'all Canelo fanboys killing me. It is what it is. The same thing you deal with other fanboys. He said Canelo fighting in an old folks home. Hey, if you getting paid 35 million to make easy money, I don't for it. Get your money. Get your money. But if Kovalev win. I'll be surprised. I keep asking questions. Did the grocery store close to like 11? I don't know why this dog sleep like this. It's the funniest shit ever. You got any more boxing related questions? I answer them. If not, we going to the grocery store. We going to the grocery store. No more questions. Is there a question in the house tonight? Stand up. I think Ryan might lose. The last time he stepped up, he looked bad. He might. I doubt it. Remember, he got new coaches now, though. They're now Canelo versus Beterbiev. Let me see how Canelo looks tomorrow night, but I favor Beterbiev. Y'all know I'm a huge Beterbiev fan. I'm going with Hogan. I'm going to the Hogan fight. I was going to say he was going with Hogan. I'm like, damn. You going with Hogan? I said, damn, you the first. I think it's going to be a good fight. Katie Taylor, what you think? I heard she had a tough fight last time out. And then she not trying to rematch old girl, so I didn't see her last fight, but usually she good fighter on balance. Everybody gonna have tough fights. I heard the Raquel Miller girl was calling out she's calling out Clarissa, so why not? Raquel Miller, Clarissa Shields, that makes sense. I'm looking forward to seeing that. Clarissa and Ivana is gonna fight again. I forgot. I did a video on it. I think it's December or January. January they're gonna fight again. So hopefully Ali Bashard is okay. And for the person that hit him, her brother, for his sake, if he would have died, that would have been a murder charge on his hands. So he went from a assault charge to a murder charge. Now, if they want her brother to get off, they're gonna have to pay Ali Bashard some money not to testify. And then again, the state still might pick it up. Oh, Katie Taylor fighting tomorrow? Okay, who's she fighting? Oh, one of them came in with the prom dress on. Okay, I didn't know she was fighting. You think Loma can be undisputed without seeing? That's what they going. It don't matter. They gonna say he undisputed. Mauricio Suleiman already said he can still be undisputed. I'm pretty sure they cleared that up. In my mind, he won't. But it don't matter what Goodfellas Sports TV think. Camille has to lose a quarter of a pound. They gave him an hour. You mean Kovalev? Kovalev already lost it. He came back in like 10 minutes. He lost it already. Kovalev may wait. Outside of Mayweather, is Pacquiao going to fight Garcia? Either or. I heard Danny or Mikey. I heard it was Mikey at first. Mikey's supposed to be tuning up. But I know they talking Danny or Mikey right now. I heard Amir Khan is a dark horse. Don't even ask why. Honestly, Benavidez was beating the real ass in the third round in that fight. Yeah, he started cutting the ring off and then beating the shit out of his eye. I see y'all 2020 y'all stop fanboy shit, bro. What's the point of being a fan? Brian say Charlo versus Eubanks. I'd love to see that fight. I think Eubanks and Korobov is an underrated fight. I can't wait to see that fight. I hope Eubank's still working with that coach that he had for the Gale fight. Y'all must think Haney is a special boxer if he can beat Loma. And I don't think it'll be easy. I would favor Lomachenko right now. You know, I think Devin would need like a Comey or a Javier Fortuna type of opponent. You know, Javier Fortuna, real tough fighter. He gets you ready for Lomachenko. Oh yeah, Delphine, fine person whooped Katie Taylor. Okay, yeah, it was a person's. Yeah, and she thought she went after Eddie Hearn on social media because she thought it was supposed to be the media rematch. Everybody a fan of different teams of fire. It's about who you like. Yep, it's about who people like. CC76. Okay, I've seen that. I heard it's gonna be either Garcia's now, but I don't. I haven't heard nothing about Errol Spence though, other than nothing, nothing. But I just got a hunch that he might take next year off. That's what I would do. Haney is special. Never it's gonna be never. It's never easy. It shouldn't be easy to be a unified champion. CL still don't get credit for beating Loma. Just low blows. They don't even know damn. You're gonna talk about low blows. You go to Abner Mares beating Joseph Abeko. You go Earl Spence low blowing Kill Brook. Earl Spence low blowing Sean Porter. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Danny Garcia. They say he low blow Lucas Matisse. So that ain't no excuse. Don't let him get close to you then. That ain't no excuse. He beat Lomachenko ass. No excuse. He beat Juan Lopez ass back to back. He beat Lopez ass so bad that motherfucker said the judge was had a gambling problem. I remember. I think it was after was it after the second fight? Nigga Lopez man took his Mexican bags and went down to Puerto Rico and beat the shit out of Juan Lopez. He beat the shit out of his ass, nigga. The judge is gambling. He got a gambling problem. I was like, oh no, this nigga didn't say that live on HBO. They suspended the shit out of Lopez's ass. He said, the judge got a gambling problem. I know what the fuck he was saying today, translate the shit, but I knew it wasn't nothing good. He was I was like, oh yeah, that nigga did knock a few screws loose in this nigga head. I said, man, this nigga in trouble. They suspended the shit out of that nigga ass. I'm like, I know he in trouble. That nigga was talking shit. You know how you don't know what they be saying, but you be knowing what they be saying, though. It ain't good. He was a because the judge stopped. He was getting his ass whooped up. Go back and watch the Salido versus Lopez 1 and 2. That nigga Salido come in with the hot and readies on his ass. Man, that's the first thing Loma fans bring up. Salido is 30,000 shit. You go see a lot of the fighters, man, that do a lot more. Man, go back and watch Abner Mares and was it Joseph Abeko? Man, that Abeko, man, Abeko balls was pancakes after that fight. I done seen some terrible fights. Andrew Galata cheating himself versus Riddick Bowe. He beat Riddick Bowe balls down. It's embarrassing nobody heard about Errol Spence. It's just slapping it. No, I mean it's his personal privacy, man. So it is what it is. I heard he gotta get some oral surgery done, so it's his personal space. He been keeping people updated a little bit on his gram, but they saying he okay, but I don't believe he okay. I mean, obviously okay, he a fucking lying. But yeah, let me get off here. Go to the grocery store. Appreciate everybody for checking in. Share the videos. Y'all know what it is. We gone.